Greetings, YouTube fam. I aspire you are all doing very well. Let's jump right into it though. Do it to prove yourself right, not to prove them wrong. As you may know, intention plays a big role in a lot of things that we do. And if your intention to do something is to prove somebody wrong, that is time of your life span that you've used to get a certain reaction out of somebody else, or to just show somebody else that you did something more so for their sake than your own sake. Because sometimes people will talk and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'll show them, they'll see, and it's like, who are we achieving this goal for? Is it really because you genuinely want to see yourself, do great things and know that you actually do have this one life to do it all, And when we take ourselves out of that and we have more so somebody else at the forefront of it, like, it's literally your life, and not a lot of things need to be proven to people. Why are you gonna go your whole life or majority of your life to prove something to someone else? You don't need to prove anything to anybody. What's the saying that I say? Yeah, nobody owes me anything, and I don't owe anything to anybody. I don't need to achieve this thing to prove them wrong. Oh yeah, this person said they didn't believe in me. Look at me now. Yeah, I did. Like, who cares, bro? And when it comes to a lot of that kind of stuff, people can only meet you as far as they met themselves. If people have very limiting beliefs for themselves and they think like, oh, yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that because like this, that, and it's like, that is only what is true for you. I just made a video on this. I'm gonna look it up and I'll also link it at the end of this video. But literally, people imposing the limiting beliefs on you, because that's literally, once you're talking the I can't, it is very limiting. And I just mean in the sense where it just comes to about your dreams and your goals and your vision, not like, oh, like my ankle's broken, I can't run. Like, yeah, obviously don't run if you have a broken ankle. Yeah, I would imagine that you can't really run at your fullest potential when your ankle's broken. So I just really mean in the sense where, with my goals in this, I can't because this is that. I can't because this is that. And when people believe that to be true for themselves, they're naturally going to impose that onto you. And that's not for you to internalize. Like, it's not your fault that someone else thinks that way or thinks life to be that way. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You didn't make them think that for themselves. They chose to believe that for themselves. So that's why when you're just doing things, the intention for doing it to prove yourself right, like, yes, I did this because I knew this was going to happen for me, and look, it happened. Like, wow, look at what I did. Look at what I did for myself. Excuse me, look at how persistent I was in this. I'm so proud of myself. Those are things that are just pouring back into you in a great way. When you do things and you're doing it for the sake of someone else, like proving someone else wrong like that, are you really going to feel as good if it really wasn't for yourself first and foremost as to why you accomplished it? And especially whatever work and time you had to put into accomplishing that. Like, honestly, I've heard the countless stories of people who go to college or university and they get a degree just for the sake of their parents being like, oh yeah, good job, I knew you could do it. And it's not even something that they want to do for themselves. Or, people who end up giving up on their dreams because, someone else told them time and time again to just give up and that they couldn't do it. And then it happens, right? So why not really just do these things to prove yourself right? Why not? Why not? Simple question, just why not? Because that is a possibility. You know, it's funny, like we just have so many ways to go about certain situations, and for some people, they will decide to go about it in a way that is still considering somebody who doesn't even uplift them in the ways that they want to be uplifted. And I know that to be a common thing, you know? And that's why, for me personally, I love having people around me who are inspired by me, who I'm inspired by, and we just have a very healthy relationship where we are encouraging each other's goals, we are encouraging each other's growth, and we are both introducing unlimiting beliefs to each other, you know, and we're expanding our mindset on that, and unlearning the limiting beliefs that we've absorbed from society and our relatives and people who obviously just can't tell you otherwise because they've never been there. They've never thought those things to be the opposite for them. Like all that self-deprecation and people telling you, oh yeah, like get specific, get real, this is reality. And it's like, dude, the reality is what I make it. Sorry to break it to you. Not taking criticism, bye. So it's super important, of course, to really just hone in on doing these things for your own fulfillment, for your own happiness, and for you to be able to look in the mirror, love what you see, get up every day and feel so happy, proud, and overall fulfilled. You know, people don't realize how much they've really just absorbed a lot of the things from their childhood. And I get it, you know, our childhood and our adolescence really does have a huge role. Like every experience that we've been through has a huge role in who we are, but we can't forget that a lot of it was just how we decided to go about the situation and what we decided to create a home in us versus what we chose to alchemize versus, you know, what we didn't use to empower us rather than put us down. So yeah, do it to prove yourself right, not to prove others wrong. That's a really big thing, you know. Like when you're on this journey, you realize that it's really not about everybody. Like it's about you, because the only person who you can control the most is yourself. Like you're in control of your body. You're in control of observing your thoughts. You're the one. It's really a matter of just you. Straight up. So, to me, I'm just super grateful for being able to be at this point in my life, and I'm no longer internalizing what other people want of me. I'm no longer internalizing other people's perspectives on how I'm living my life and where I should be and all that kind of stuff. Like, who are these people to tell me anything about myself when I am literally the one who is always with myself? I know myself best, because, like, what the heck? I'm me. This is me. And it's super amazing when you get to a certain point in your life where, yeah, you're just going to do whatever you want to do to really show yourself, yeah, you know what? I told myself I could do it, and I did it, and I'm so happy, and I'm so proud, and I'm so grateful that I persisted, and that I was there for myself. I showed up for myself every single time, and I chose myself every single time. I didn't choose the thoughts of other people. I didn't choose people's opinions and their degrading opinions or their closed-minded opinions, you know, because that's all they ever do. They're projecting opinions and what their truth of what life is. But nope, that's just their truth of what life is to them. And everything's a matter of yes and, you know. Yes and people will tell you that you can't do things. Yes, people will tell you that it's going to be hard to do this, that, and you may not be successful. And what? Like, yes and it just keeps going. You just need to figure out how you're going to go about it and keep moving and keep pushing. And that is why, yeah, of course, you know, on social media, people do a lot of things. They say they speak their truth, and then people come on their posts and in their comment sections, and they're commenting. They're like, "Oh, there's no way you did that. There is no way this, that. You can't do this. Oh, you're saying you're gonna do this? There's no way you can do that." Like, there's no escaping it. So it's just all about how you choose to react to it and how long you're gonna react to it, because some people will dedicate years and years of their lives not realizing that they're still reacting to something that happened so long ago. And it's all because they're like, oh no, I gotta prove this person wrong from what they said to me in the past and what they've still been saying to me since blah 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 blah. You never realize how much you're actually living for someone else other than living for yourself when you choose to put yourself in decisions like that, because that is really seriously a decision. But anywho's, actually, hold on, let me show you guys. There's like a rabbit in front of me. I'll show you. There it is. I just wanted to show you real quick before I end the video. But those are my thoughts. Once again, do it to prove yourself right, not to prove them wrong. Because you call the shots. The ball is in your court. This goes however you want it to go. And if you want to spend that trying to prove something to somebody else, like, I don't know what to say other besides, you know, another moment where it's a leakage of power. You're giving someone else the power to decide what you're going to do with your life, because they're taking up space in your head. Like, these thoughts of them are taking up space in your head, and you're choosing to acknowledge them in a way that isn't just ultimately dismissing it and being like, oh, whatever, people talk. People are going to talk. People are always going to have their opinions. Because that's really all it is. Like, it never stops. People are always going to keep projecting. People are always going to keep voicing their opinions, and it's up to you to be like, okay, cool, that's your opinion, this is my opinion, let's go our separate ways. And not revisit this again. But it is what it is, you know. It really is what it is. And all this stuff, you know, it's so important to live in purpose and live in power and live with that fulfillment, because no one can give that to you, especially if you've done it for the sake of somebody else or to show somebody else. That fulfillment doesn't really hit the same, because look how long you've allowed somebody to change the course of your days and just your overall actions in life to get you to that point where it's like, oh yes, I did it now, to show them. Then you're thinking, what's next? Damn, all that time, what's next now? But if you keep doing this stuff for yourself, you're like, okay, yeah, nice. Like, it's always just that beautiful feeling in the end, because it's like, wow, I feel fulfilled. I did something to really make myself feel good and to prove myself right. To say, yes, oh my gosh, I knew I could do it and I did it. Like, that's so great. That's all for me. I'm gonna get going now. And as always, if you're not a part of the community, subscribe. I will see you all in the next video, but until then, but also forever and always, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. And yeah, my socials are in the description, so check those out. TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. I love you all.